I am continuing my reading. What I'm doing in this series is to read through the entire standard works of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. This consists of the Bible, the Book of Mormon, the Doctrine and Covenants, and the Pearl of Great Price. I am reading in a chronological order of events, not according to publication or volume, so I will be skipping around a little bit as I move along. Right now, my last video was the very beginning of chapter 15 in 1 Kings, and this is the reign of Abijam, the son of Rehoboam, in the southern kingdom of Judah. During this time, Jeroboam is still king in the north. So we pick this up in 2 Chronicles chapter 13. Let us read this. Abijah reigns in Judah. He defeats Jeroboam and the armies of Israel. The Lord struck Jeroboam and he died. Now in the 18th year of King Jeroboam, began Abijah to reign over Judah. He reigned 3 years in Jerusalem. His mother's name also was Micaiah, the daughter of Uriel of Gibeah, and there was war between Abijah and Jeroboam. I'm going to pause there for just a minute because I believe that this is a different name for his mother. I find that interesting. So here we are given, and his mother's name was Maacah, the daughter of Abijam. Interesting. Which is the name given to her in 2 Chronicles chapter 11. Rehoboam made Abijah the son of Maacah the chief to be ruler among his brethren, for he thought to make him king. But here it says his mother's name was also Micaiah, the daughter of Uriel of Gibeah. Just a little, odd quirk there to change the name. I mean, it happens frequently in the scriptures that names are changed, so I'm not making too much out of it. It's just an interesting note. I also want to note here that Abijah seems to be the only king after Solomon that we aren't told how old he was when he became king. He says, in the 18th year of Jeroboam, he began to reign. He reigned 3 years. But all the others, it told us Rehoboam was 41 when he began to reign. But it doesn't say that Abijah. We'll say that about every other king. But we're not told how old Abijah was when he became king. Just some interesting historical notes here. Anyways, verse 3. And Abijah set the battle in array with an army of valiant men of war, even 400,000 chosen men. Jeroboam also set the battle in array against him with 800,000 chosen men, being mighty men of valor. And Abijah stood up upon Mount Zemaraim, which is in Mount Ephraim, and said, Hear me, thou Jeroboam and all Israel. Ought ye not to know that the Lord God of Israel gave the kingdom over Israel to David forever, even to him and to his sons by the covenant of salt? Yet Jeroboam the son of Nebat, the servant of Solomon, the son of David, is risen up, and hath rebelled against his Lord. And there are gathered unto him vain men, the children of Belial, and have strengthened themselves against Rehoboam the son of Solomon, when Rehoboam was young and tender-hearted, and could not withstand them. And now ye think to withstand the kingdom of the Lord in the hand of the sons of David? And ye be a great multitude, and there are with you golden calves, which Jeroboam had made you for gods. Have ye not cast out the priests of the Lord, the sons of Aaron and the Levites, and have made you priests after the manner of the nations of other lands? So that whosoever cometh to consecrate himself with a young bullock and 7 rams, the same may be a priest of them that are no gods? But as for us, the Lord is our God, and we have not forsaken him, and the priests which minister unto the Lord are the sons of Aaron, and the Levites wait upon their business. And they burn unto the Lord every morning and every evening burnt sacrifices and sweet incense. The shewbread also set they in order upon pure table, and the candlestick of gold, the lamps thereof, to burn every evening. For we keep the charge of the Lord our God, but ye have forsaken him. And behold, God himself is with us for our captain, and his priests, with sounding trumpets, to cry alarm against you. O children of Israel, fight ye not against the Lord God of your fathers, for ye shall not prosper. Now this is very interesting, because, as it says, Abijam did the same wickedness that Rehoboam did. But this would indicate clearly that there was still worship of God in Jerusalem, in Judea, in the kingdom of Judah. And he is invoking God. Israel is coming down to attack him. It doesn't seem to me that Abijah is invading Israel. It seems that Israel is coming down to attack Judah. And Abijah is saying, don't do it. We still have God with us. We still do his worship. We still maintain the proper worship of God. We still have the true priests. Jeroboam, he just invented some gods. They're not gods. Now, Abijah still is an idol worshiper. He still worships the idols that Rehoboam set up. But to him, they're real gods. They're ancient gods. They're not just something that somebody tossed up one day. Jeroboam's, even to other idol worshippers, what Jeroboam did is recognized as a false religion. What Jeroboam did, not even the pagans are recognizing it. That's the interesting thing. And Abijah, he is still saying, look, God is with us, and don't come and attack us, because we still have God on our side. Even though he was wicked, even though he did live, and he was an idol worshiper, they still had a true religion. Anyways, verse 13. But Jeroboam caused an ambushment to come about behind them, so they were before Judah, and the ambushment was behind them. And when Judah looked back, behold, the battle was before and behind, and they cried unto the Lord, and the priests sounded with the trumpets. Then the men of Judah gave a shout, and as the men of Judah shouted, it came to pass that God smote Jeroboam and all Israel before Abijah and Judah. And the children of Israel fled before Judah, and God delivered them into their hand. And Abijah and his people slew them with a great slaughter. So there fell down slain of Israel 500,000 chosen men. Thus the children of Israel were brought under at that time, and the children of Judah prevailed, because they relied upon the Lord God of their fathers. And Abijah pursued after Jeroboam, and took cities from him, Bethel with the towns thereof, and Jeshanah with the towns thereof, and Ephraim with the towns thereof. Neither did Jeroboam recover strength again in the days of Abijah, and the Lord struck him, and he died. But Abijah waxed mighty, and married 14 wives, and begat 22 sons and 16 daughters. And the rest of the acts of Abijah, and his ways and his sayings, are written in the story of the prophet Iddo. Now this is, Abijah he's only king for 3 years, but he has this great victory over Israel. And at this time, it says he is invoking God. They're praying to God, saying, "Look, don't fight us. God is coming with us." And God says, "Yeah, you do worship God. You do have the proper worship. The true priests are with you. We're going to help you out in the battle." And they do take some of the border towns. They don't go deep into the northern tribes. All these towns are in Ephraim, which is just north of Judah. I mean, Benjamin is just between Judah and Ephraim, and so we got the border towns. Bethel was in Ephraim. And so we get they conquer a little bit on the border, and they drive Israel out. And so we get this border dispute here. But Abijah becomes, it says he waxed strong, he has many wives. He had to have been, I doubt he married 14 women and had all these kids in 3 years. He was probably already married to a number of them. And we're just getting a recounting of his family. But we do see this. Abijah is described in Kings as being a very wicked man. And he is condemned for not being like David and not repenting. And yet, he still is worshiping God. He's in essence, he's like many people at the time that worship different gods depending on what area they're in. So you had a god of the mountains, and you had a god of the valleys, and you had a god of the lake, and a god of the river, and all this. And so he probably had a number of gods that he worshipped, but it seems that his primary god was the true God. And so he was able to invoke some assistance from God in this war, because he wasn't as bad as Jeroboam. But you will also note he starts reigning in the 18th year of Jeroboam, and he reigns for 3 years. This battle here is probably about halfway through his reign, but he dies before Jeroboam does, because Jeroboam reigned for 22 years. So 3 years, 18, 19, 20. Jeroboam is still alive for 2 more years after Abijah dies. But it appears that Jeroboam is wounded in this battle and will eventually die from his wounds. And so he is given this wound that he never fully recovers from. Anyways, leave that here. And we will be picking this up back in 1 Kings chapter 15. We will be reading about Abijah's son. So we will see you there.